Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to take a look at the Highland Park The Dark, 52.9% ABV. Dustin, just did the lights, weren't super impressed with that one. So we're going to do the Dark, which is matured in all, I believe, sherry seasoned Oloroso casks, if I'm not
Sherry
mistaken.
seasoned Oloroso? No, I don't remember if it said recharred or not, Mike.
You may take a quick look. It says, matured in European oak sherry seasoned casks to deliver distinct, deep flavor, packed with thing. Okay, so no, not necessarily, but it is natural color. Doesn't say if it's chill filter or not. I would assume not. Again, 52.9% ABV, Highland Park, 17-year-old, The Dark.
Yeah, and as you know, Mike, we love Highland Park heavily sherried.
Yeah, buddy. I tell you what, there's some of the best whiskeys I've ever had is the 25s that are, 47.1 cask strength and some independent bottlings of Highland Park. When I want a sherry bomb, boy, that's what I go to.
Yep.
So this is one you bought first. I also picked up a bottle. So.
I think you bought one within like a day of me bringing this over.
Yeah. I was impressed with the first time I had it, but it's been a while. So
yeah.
I'm excited to get back into it. This is quite a bit darker than the light. So this is what you normally think of a sherry matured whiskey as far as the color of the whiskey
It's
itself.
definitely not a first fill. You can pretty easily tell, but it's definitely got decent color.
Well, I mean, again, they said it was seasoned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So seasoned isn't a fully matured sherry cask. It's to distinguish between what's sherry matured and sherry seasoned is the sherry actually spent less time in the casks than would normally be the case for a true traditional ex-sherry whiskey. I don't know what the year mandate is. I think 3 years. I want to say.
I want to say it's somewhere in that 2 to 4 range. So
yes,
3 might be a
like
good
that.
call. It's dead center of what I was thinking.
Yeah. So when they say seasoned, maybe they only had sherry in it for 6 months or a year.
Seasoned, usually when I hear that, I expect a couple things.
Lighter sherry.
Lighter sherry, a little less intensity on the sherry notes, and I expect the oak to be a little more forward, which I don't know why that is, but I generally get more of the woody oak character, which is good because this is European oak. And I generally like that spicy European oak that comes through. So,
yeah, for sure, brother. Let's get to it. Again, nice dark color. Again, 52.9%. No believe it's cask strength, but again, a good strong high ABV.
yeah, and as soon as I said that, Mike, you can tell the European oak is really strong on here.
When you said spice, the first thing I went in when I went in the glass, I thought cinnamon.
Yeah,
cinnamon sticks, like cinnamon sticks at Christmas time.
Oh, I mean, it's red hots even.
Oh, yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah, I mean, they're right there. You can definitely tell that the sherry spice, the European oak spice, and the Highland Park, that slightly peated, slightly coastal, slightly, I want to say funky, but when I say funky here, I'm not talking Campbelltown. I'm talking like peat, salt, honey, yeah, like that weird combination. It's playing with that oak beautifully, and it's really creating a really nice, complex, and kind of a connoisseur whiskey, kind of lover's nose.
Yeah, I tell you what, I was impressed the first time I had this, and this is shaping up to be a similar experience. It's spicy, it's sherried, it's got some smoke, it's got honey. It's everything I really like in Highland Park. I mean, this is, like, when I first had this, I thought, oh, that's a 17-year-old cask strength Highland Park. Nice sherry on it, like this is exactly what I'm talking about.
But we talk about like the 18 sometimes. And, we both were fans, maybe aren't in love as much anymore.
ABV is the problem.
The ABV is a problem, and then I'm pretty sure at 43% they're probably chill filtering that one.
Yep,
that's my guess. This one, however, this is, but that one's made for like your doctor or lawyer who likes to have a nice whiskey now and then, but isn't a connoisseur. They don't spend a lot of time really searching out complex whiskeys.
No, it's someone who might add ice to their whiskey.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that's wrong.
That's
going to.
But it's the kind of person again who's just they're very much they like to have nice things, but they're not connoisseurs. They went to the store and they said, hey, I want a really nice sherry whiskey. I don't want Macallan this time. What do you recommend? And they bought the Highland Park.
It's a good choice.
Yeah, this one I think is much more a connoisseur whiskey because of all the spice they put in it.
Yeah, this one isn't for the faint of heart, man. There's a lot happening. I mean, again, when I said cinnamon sticks at Christmas time, it's not only that. There's almost like an evergreen pine note to it as well in the back of it.
Yeah.
This comes off very Christmas time.
For somebody who's drinking like an 18, this is a dirty, dirty whiskey compared to that.
Comparatively.
Now, compared to like a Lecheg or something like that, no, this is very clean. But there is definitely a dirty element here.
And again, that same honey that was in the light, like it's a darker honey.
Yeah.
And usually the Highland Parks get kind of the brighter honeys.
Yeah.
But again, with the light and with this dark, it's a dirty, dark honey.
It's interesting, Mike. I'm not picking up a lot of distinct fruits. When I really go in there and I start searching, there's a slight grape, plum kind of thing in there. But
dark.
It's very hidden. Really, it's the oak, the cinnamon, the peat. they've let the distillate still really kind of shine here while enhancing it with wood.
I know you love when they let the distillate shine, and really, this walks a nice fine line between not overly sherried, but enough sherried.
Yeah.
And not overly cask driven and oaky, but enough cask driven and oaky.
Yeah, I mean, I would say this is 70% cask driven.
I was gonna say 60-40, but we're kicking around saying
But it's still left enough of Highland Park where you're really enjoying it. And yet at cask strength, sometimes they lose a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Some of those Caden heads we've done, as much as we loved them, you lost the Highland Park just a hair. This is all
again,
hair.
this walks a nice medium ground. Not a sherry bomb, but enough sherry. Not overly aged, but enough aged. Not too much ABV, good amount of ABV. And if you're someone, again, who likes cask strength whiskey, is a fan of Highland Park or sherry whiskeys in general, man, this is a treat. I was really surprised with this. And I still continue to be. What do you pick on the palate?
So it opens up very inviting, very sweet. It's everything you want from like a Highland Park 18 or 25 up front. A little bit more vanilla, a little bit, it's actually not more sherry here, despite it being all sherry. So you don't get like bourbon vanilla notes, but there's like a Highland Park distillate vanilla note. And then the spice just comes at you heavy, hard.
A lot of spice.
Super spicy. It's cinnamon, it's
Nutmeg.
black pepper, nutmeg, yeah. It's got all that. And then the oak then sort of picks up. You get more and more oak as it kind of ends the finish. You're getting just heavy oak, yeah. Saltiness comes in.
And then a little bit of honey.
Yeah. Well, then I was getting ready to say is then the oak starts subsiding, and then it's just like this nice honeyed,
Sweetness.
sweet like Highland Park distillate. Just honestly, it's malt and honey.
Yeah,
and
no.
it's just sitting there on your. I'm still enjoying a little bit of it right now.
Yeah, again, when the honey came in,
Yeah.
the normal Highland Park drying kind of came in, but that honey stuck around, and it was just savory, just holding on.
That's a good point. There is some savoriness here. I didn't mention that.
Yeah, usually that's a meaty characteristic, but I mean, it can be honey sometimes too.
Well, can we kind of talk about like that heather honey? Heather honey is kind of meaty.
Oh man, this is a good one.
Yeah, the water's just brought out the sweetness a little bit more, Mike. I almost bought another bottle today. I was looking at it. It's 300, and I was thinking about it.
It's about a $300.
After drinking this,
It's good whiskey.
yeah.
It's good whiskey.
I wish this was 250. If it was 250, it's buy 3.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, if you get a decent age statement like this, above 50% ABV, above 15 years old, and a distillery that you like, and clearly these were good active casks. I even think with the light, they were good active casks. It just kind of took it in a bitter way that I wasn't a fan of.
The light maybe should have been younger.
Yeah, maybe.
This one maybe could have gone another year.
Oh man, I tell you what.
Now, water didn't change the palate much for me, Mike. It's just the same beautiful whiskey.
Yeah.
Just added a drop. Honestly, the finish is just as bold. The spices are just as strong. Up front, maybe the alcohol got cut back by 1% or so, but that's a sign of a dang good whiskey, though.
This really held up well with water.
God, Mike, I'm now struggling to try to go over my score here because I'm thinking I'm going to go really high.
Okay, yeah. So let's get to the score again. I think I gave the light an 84. This is quite a bit better than that, in my opinion. I'm going to go 87 out of 100. Pushing 88, but I'm going to go 87 out of 100. You know what? I am going to go 88 out of 100. 88 out of 100. This has exceeded expectation, even for the price.
I'm going to go. I almost went 89, but I'm going to go 88. That was kind of. I was 89 for a second there, and then I do wish I got a little bit more of Oloroso fruitiness on this one. I feel like that's the one thing that could have taken this one and gotten it close to that 90.
Well, you said there isn't a lot of distinctive fruits on this one.
Yeah, if it had a little more of that, I think we'd be there. But man, I mean, any more, man, 90 for me has got to just be absolute wow.
Yeah,
and this is
really
not
good
absolute wow. This
it's really good.
This is exceptional whiskey. I mean, really, guys, if you can get one of these for $250 or less, it's really, and you like sherry whiskey, and you like Highland Park,
You'll like this.
it's an instant buy.
I think 300 is pushing it at that point.
300, I think you should still probably get it if you meet that exact profile. But if you're hesitant on any of those statements, probably not.
Yeah, then it does get a little bit pricey. Cool bottle,
Yeah.
cool packaging.
Now, I will say this, though. The black on this box is, like, cheaply put on there.
Yeah.
Mike, you got a really nice one. Mine had some of the wood kind of coming off on the back. And during my move recently, this was a box that got dropped. Bottle's perfectly fine, but the box took a pretty good beating.
That's what they're there for.
Yep,
So
and
they're there for.
it's no longer a display piece. Whereas I bet you that light one Bet you that one would hold up to a drop a little better.
Yeah, I mean, it's wood. I mean, it doesn't hold up to a drop great, but yeah, I mean, obviously they want to make different things.
Yeah, but
depending on the bottles.
that black finishing they did wasn't done well.
Highland
Anyway.
Park.
I mean, again, they're not. Yeah, packaging's not supposed to be where the cost is, but at the same time, Highland Park is definitely charging for these packages.
For sure.
So I feel like you guys need to be aware of when sometimes packages are really nice.
And sometimes they just look nice from a distance.
Sometimes you see it in the case, and then you touch it and you go, ooh.
That's cheap.
Like, this is going to be kind of a pain because I don't want to throw it away, but I don't really want to touch this
It's
thing.
like IKEA furniture. Like, I expected more.
It was really nice until you actually touched it.
Yep. All right, so that's where we're at as far as the whiskey score. We're both at 88 out of 100. Good whiskey. If you can pick it up, I'm not going to discourage you.
Yeah, strong buy in my opinion.
I agree. But you guys had a chance to try this whiskey. I'd like to know what you guys think in the comment section. And Dustin, until next time, what do we wish the folks?
Happy drinking.
We'll see you then.